Okay, so skill number 1 is going to be cope ahead. And this says, prepare in advance for a difficult situation, describe that difficult situation, decide the skill that you want to use, imagine the situation in your mind, imagine coping effectively, imagine the worst outcome, practice some relaxation after all of that imagining. So for this one, I couldn't really think of a great example just like from my own life. So I pulled out 2 of the conflict cards from the game, and it turns out that both of them are super relevant and super relatable. So I'm sure we have all run into these situations before. Okay, I think I'm gonna use this one. During Thanksgiving dinner, your drunk uncle keeps on making vaguely offensive comments about your date, suggesting that you shouldn't be that kind of person. Despite everyone's best interests, your uncle won't shut up. So for me, this is less so like uncles being drunk and annoying, but more just family dynamics in general. So for example, if I were to cope ahead with this situation, I would prepare myself mentally before going in. I would likely kind of run through the scenarios in my mind of, if they bring this up, what am I going to do? Sometimes I'll just have like a line, like, if they bring this up, I'm out. That's it. I usually don't go alone. I usually kind of bring a person, a friend, my partner, somebody that can come with me and just like remind me that I'm not crazy and that this situation is not necessarily targeting me, or it is targeting me and it's not in my head. And that can be really helpful to bring that person with you. I also will remind myself to breathe, and I think that's really probably the most important. Things like, okay, I'm only gonna be there for 2 hours. That's my max, and I know that that's my max, and I'm going to create plans so that I don't have to be there past 2 hours. These are all things that you can do to cope ahead, and it can be really helpful. And I really love the reminder at the end of this that says, practice some relaxation after all of that imagining. For those of us who live with anxiety, we will all understand that we don't need to practice or think about what's going to happen in advance, because that's what anxiety is. We're always worried about the future, and we're always planning ahead. I, for one, check exits. I have a terrible fear of throwing up. I know exactly where all of the exits are at all times. Yeah, so if you have anxiety, don't forget to take care of yourself when coping ahead, and maybe the skill isn't for you. It doesn't have to be for everybody if you're already doing this and it's causing you distress. All right, everybody, day 1's done.